Hey guys, it's Myleek of curlBOX here, and I have Ericka, co-founder and creative director of Indique Hair. If you are anywhere on social media, or if you've seen a magazine or any television show, we have seen this Indique premium hair everywhere. And so this curlBOX TV episode is all about protective styling, extensions, care, concerns, because so many of us are going and we don't know what to say when we're trying to get the installation. We don't know if a what is a $300 bundle? And then once we have some of the more premium hair in our head, how do we maintain this? So, everyone say hello to Ericka.
Hi everyone, hey curlBOX crew. Thanks for having me, Myleek.
Yes, thanks for coming. So I want to go straight into the curlier textures, because this is some of the stuff that I love. So talk me through these two bundles that we have here.
Right, so we love the curly textures. I love the curly textures. They blend so well with our hair. It's easy to maintain once you get the gist of how to maintain it.
Right.
Right here we have what we call our Fiji curl, which is the tightest texture that we have in our C collection. C collection is actually hair from Southeast Asia.
I wanted to say that because when you said C, I was thinking the letter C, but it's S-E-A,
yes.
C collection from Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And so this is the curlier texture.
Exactly.
And sometimes when you order these, they don't look like this and they scare us, because I think you steam, are they steamed?
It's steam curled, so there's no chemical processing whatsoever.
Okay.
So when you pull it out of the package, it's really, really tight.
Okay.
And it can scare you because it looks like the packaged hair from the Korean store.
Yes.
You're like, okay, I'm not going through that again.
Right.
So, but no, this is beautiful hair. We perm rotted, so that's what you see. You see it right after it's perm rotted.
Okay.
But once you brush this out, wet it, and really get into the texture, it's amazing.
Okay.
We also have hair that is our heavily textured texture from the Bounce collection, which is actually from India.
Okay.
So this is Indian hair. So we have Southeast Asian hair, Indian hair. They're going to take that rotted process differently because of the makeup of the hair.
Okay.
So this is amazing too. It's like you could rock this out.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
Now, you said Southeast Asia, and then you're saying this is from India.
India.
So when we hear things like Brazilian hair or Malaysian hair, or I think you even said Ethiopian hair.
Ethiopian, Filipino, Peruvian. It's like these women aren't walking around donating their hair to temples.
Okay.
Only in India, and for centuries in India have they been doing this.
Okay, so that is where this comes from.
Right.
So what we're hearing is definitely not true. Now, what I want to talk to you about is that, okay, I'm going into the salon and I'm going to have this sewn in. There's a method we talked about with caps. So let's talk about with the cap and without the cap. Like what is the cap?
Okay, it's called a net cap. Some also use the wave caps that you can pick up that men use. Not a do-rag, but a wave cap.
Okay.
And you actually are able to get a lot of hair on these caps as opposed to your natural braids. You don't want to pack on a lot of wefts on your natural braids. It's just not healthy.
Okay.
So a lot of ladies are getting into the caps, and they're really versatile as well because you can switch it up.
Okay.
You don't have to wear it like a wig. You can put clips on them, or you can sew it down.
Okay.
So if you sew it down, it's more permanent. You could even go swimming in these things.
Okay. And so that's how you're getting the really full, because the thing is that you'll see this sew in with the regular braids,
and it's just not full enough.
Which I prefer, I know.
Right.
But then you see the ones with the net. So when you see the really big full hair, you want to ask for the net. Now, I am not, Kim here talks about sewing through the weft, or I'm not really sure how that works, but so what's the difference in how we're sewing it?
Right, so you really want to stay away from sewing through the weft, because what it's going to do, it's going to break down the weft. I mean, there are certain wefts, like these are ours, we take two wefts and glue them together. So it's reinforced more than other wefts, but how would you know that, you know?
Right.
So it's best to just stay away from it. Now at the ends, it's difficult to make sure that the hair is secure without puncturing that needle through the weft. So that at the ends, oftentimes the stylist will have to do that.
Okay.
But just stay away from doing that and you'll have hair that's long lasting.
Long lasting.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about prices.
Yes.
And so I know that there are a host of bundle prices. And how do I know, you know, the difference between, let's just say, is there like a $40 or $30 bundle?
Right, so,
and like a $200 or $300 bundle of
one
hair.
piece maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Like how do I know? And I know that Indique lasts,
right,
and it is premium hair. So help us understand what we're getting into when we're buying this hair.
So when it comes to hair, you get what you pay for.
Okay.
You cannot get quality premium hair. When I talk about premium hair, it's hair with the cortex, the cuticle, and the medulla all intact.
Wow.
So the other type of hair, which I would call non-premium or non-Remy hair, would not. It's been stripped with an acid bath wash. So the cuticle may not be intact. And so what they'll do, they'll put a silicone coating on top of that, so the hair will at least look beautiful when you purchase it, and maybe last a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months if you're lucky. If the hair smells like corn chips, and yes, I'm talking Frito-Lay, you got some poor quality hair, because that's what the acid smells like.
Oh my God.
And so if it's a cheaper acid, it's gonna really smell like a large jumbo bag of Frito-Lay corn chips. And if it's not so strong, it might be a better acid. It sounds crazy, but this is the process. And so this non-Remy hair is picked up through villages of India. And actually the women, you know, they grow their hair very long. They don't get trims or get layered styles or anything. So it's called fallen hair. So the hair that they collect in their brushes, they put them in balls, and a man comes around with burlap bags and he collects these balls of hair. That hair is then taken to the factories in China, and that's where they create the non-Remy hair. And that's why you can't take hair from different individuals and create one luscious full piece. So you have to blend it all together. Cuticles are inverted going either way, up and down, it doesn't matter. And so they have to acid bath wash it in order for them to be able to actually create a piece that works.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's how we know, like that. So that's the difference in price and what you're paying for.
Exactly.
Okay. So we also have some straight hair here, which I love. Like this is the relaxed straight, which is basically just more of a textured straight hair that you can sew this in. And how about color? How does this take color?
It takes color beautifully, and it takes color even better because it's already been steamed, so the cuticle's been open. And then once you apply the dye, it lifts quickly, so you have to watch it when you lift it. But all of the hair takes color because, again, the cuticle, the cortex, and the medulla is intact.
Everything's intact.
Exactly.
And then I love this. This is your...
That's beach wave.
I love this. I saw one of the girls that works with you with the beach wave. This is so beautiful. She's like,
gorgeous.
I haven't done anything to my hair. Like every time I've seen her 2 days in a row,
you don't
like,
have to do anything.
That she just kind of woke up. I love this
that
beach wave.
beachy look.
Yes, and I love this even ombre. I just love this look. This beach wave is really awesome. And then I have some colored hair, but I have some, these are our curly clips. So this is another brand, but this is like clip-ins. And so I don't know how familiar women are. You also make clip-ins. What is the secret to getting like a good, doing it right?
A solid, and so you want to be careful with clip-ins. You really don't want to sleep in these things. You can really tear down your edges, and it's just not good. So the best thing to do is braid your hair down in the sections where you're going to clip, and it could be a simple box braid, not all the way down, but just right at the base. Clip it in there, and it's not going to hurt.
So you're not clipping it directly onto your loose hair. You are doing a French braid, a box braid.
Starting off a box braid, letting it, and just clipping right in the base.
Oh my God, I feel like that was the best news tip I got all day. And then this hair here is...
That's curly. So this is natural Indian curly hair. This, Indians have curly hair. I've seen hair even more textured than this. And this hair is great because you can wear it in its curly state, and you can wear it in you can flat iron it, and it's like lustrous and straight as well. So it's versatile.
And we're going to talk about 2 of your types of favorite products for taking care of this hair. And so you talked about sulfate-free shampoo.
Sulfate-free.
We have a sulfate-free shampoo here. And what's the importance is for just a sulfate-free?
Sulfate-free is very important because the hair is not attached to the scalp. Therefore, the oils in the scalp cannot penetrate down to the hair shaft. So you want to stay away from any alcohol-based shampoo or conditioner.
Love that. And you were saying that you love argan oil and
Love
you didn't
it.
have any, but this is a similar sort of anti-frizz light
Yes,
oil. And
it's
so
perfect.
how am I applying that?
So what I do, and all I have in my hair is argan oil. So
Okay.
I sprayed it wet this morning.
Okay.
Put a little bit of argan oil in my hands and just went like that. It's great. With this hair, you don't need a lot of product.
Okay.
You want it to be, you know, have the natural body that it has. So you don't want anything to weigh it down. Argan oil is great for that.
Gotcha. And I'm just going to talk about one of my favorite products. I think I talk about this all the time, the Beautiful Textures Curl Definer Mousse. For those who are doing the more textured hair, the styles, if you want to manipulate it into the awesome twist styles or the Bantu knots, this product is really good at just breaking it down before you start to apply like your puddings and stuff like that. So it's one of my favorites. So I know people look at this and they're like, oh my God, what is this gonna do? Because they think it looks like water. It's just like magic in a bottle to me when it comes to the ultra textured hair. But thank you so much for this most informative, I think, video when it comes to protective styles, because so many of us, I am always on the go. And so I would love, I'm sure you are too. It's like, I rock my hair out sometimes, but to go to the gym and, you know, do all the things that we do, it's a lot of work. And even taking care of your hair, even your hair for your protective styles, is a lot of work too. And so you've got Indique shops all over. We were talking about this. And so you're here in Atlanta.
Here in Atlanta.
Started in New York. And where can we look for Indique shops? Where are the places coming up?
So we have coming up, we have Miami, we have Dallas coming up, we have Baltimore coming up, and San Francisco, but we're also in Los Angeles, we're in DC, we're in Philadelphia, we're in Houston, we're in South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, so Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
So you can come in, I've been into your shop and kind of just get a consultation and be able to talk to someone about what if you want a beach wave or if you want the C collection, you can have someone help you with that.
Yes, it's great. The consultation is key, especially when you're dealing with natural hair. Each piece is very different.
Right.
They each come from one donor, so one donor may have been chilling in the sun a lot and it's really light on the ends, you know, and then another may be heavily textured, but it's a wavy that has lots of texture.
Okay.
So it takes time. Some women spend an hour or an hour and a half in there, but you're paying money and you want to make sure you get the best piece that fits your lifestyle.
Okay, so while we're focused, we've spent a lot of time talking about the actual protective hair. I want to talk about the hair that's underneath on our scalps, our natural hair.
Yes.
I know that I always ask for my braids not to be as tight, and sometimes I leave the back out and I'll leave, like, you know, the edges out. These braids are a little tight for me today, but what are some things that we can do? Because we talk about smelly weaves.
Yeah.
How do we prevent?
And also, if you're working out a lot, you really don't want that dampness to remain on your scalp.
Okay.
Because that can cause a lot of issues with fungus.
Okay.
So you want to make sure when you're wearing a weave, you dry it thoroughly.
Okay.
It's good to be under a hooded dryer. If you don't have that, you can always buy the ones that are portable and sit under that, or you can get an actual diffuser.
Okay.
And make sure you stick that in there so you're not burning your scalp.
Right.
And just a really low heat and apply that to the braids. Make sure it's dried thoroughly. If you're wearing curly hair, you don't necessarily always have to wet it all the way down.
Okay.
It's literally, you can get in the shower, kind of pat it with the damp water or just a light spray without even touching your braids. So there's ways to wear curly hair without just dampening your hair all the way through.
Gotcha. I love that. So if you're going to the gym and you're getting sweaty, go ahead and just run a blow dryer through that and dry that out. For
Very important.
Got it. Okay. I love that. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.